Today's video is brought to you by ablmerch.com. You're able to get all the hats I wear in the videos, plus a large selection of other hats, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more through the link in the description box below. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer threatening Supreme Court Justices Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. Now, there is a whole lot to quote unquote unpack here, as the cool kids would say. But first, let's get into the video. In the video, you'll see what he said in full context. After we get done with that, I'll give you a little bit more context. I'll give you my 2 cents, my detailed analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Now we stand here today because behind me, inside the walls of this court, the Supreme Court is hearing arguments, as you know, for the first major abortion right cases since Justices Kavanaugh and Justices Gorsuch came to the bench. We know what's at stake. Over the last 3 years, women's reproductive rights have come under attack in a way we haven't seen in modern history. From Louisiana to Missouri to Texas, Republican legislatures are waging a war on women, all women, and they're taking away fundamental rights. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions. The bottom line is very simple. We will stand with the American people. We will stand with American women. We will tell President Trump and Senate Republicans who have stacked the court with right-wing ideologues that you're going to be gone in November and you will never be able to do what you're trying to do now, ever again.
All right, so you heard that, you saw that. Now, I'm not really sure where to begin. I probably should back up a little bit here so you understand why Schumer was there to begin with. Like, what was going on? Was there an event? Why was he speaking? There was a pro-abortion rally in D.C., and Schumer was right there delivering a few remarks about abortion and how important it is. I'm seeing all kind of crazy signs talking about abortion access is a Catholic tenet or something crazy like that. If I can find a picture, I'll put it on the screen before you. But I'm seeing plenty of crazy signs. I'm hearing plenty of crazy things said. I think Rashida Tlaib was there saying some ridiculous things. It was a ridiculous march because the idea of abortion being a good thing is ridiculous in itself. But for now, I digress. The point is that Schumer was there delivering a few remarks. And it got to the point where they were talking about a current Supreme Court case, which will probably be decided later on this year, like summertime. And the case is about a law in Louisiana that prevents abortion facilities from operating if the abortionists don't have access to nearby hospitals, admitting access. So if the abortion goes wrong, something's not really right, you need to be able to get that person to the hospital and everything should be seamless. If the law is allowed to pass, only one of the current 3 clinics in Louisiana that provide abortion will be allowed to stay open. So people are saying that it's an obstruction in abortion, is getting in the way, which is not a bad thing. I think abortion should be outlawed totally. Like if I were the leader of the United States, if I had just total free reign, if I was the king, I could rule by fiat, I would say no more abortion, period. But since we got to compromise and stuff like that, I would say let's abolish Roe v. Wade. People that are out there protesting probably think that's going to be the end result, that Roe v. Wade is abolished, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But anyway, the law would make it so there's only one abortion clinic open in Louisiana. People are against it. So Schumer's out there saying basically, hey, Gorsuch and Kavanaugh, if you rule in the way that I don't agree with, it's going to be a problem. There's going to be repercussions. Now, of course, Schumer did kind of apologize afterwards, talking about well, I shouldn't have used that language, but the Republicans, they're just feigning outrage and it's not really that big of a deal. I'm from Brooklyn. We talk this way. And it's like, look, sir, I don't care where you're from. You could be from Brooklyn. You could be from the lost city of Atlantis. You can be from Mars. You can be from the sun itself on the surface. I don't care where you're from. You can't just threaten people like that. Okay? Even the Chief Justice Roberts came out and said that Schumer was wrong to do that. And he usually kind of stays out of it. He's not really going to be he's not going to be opinionated, but he came out and said that what Chuck Schumer did was wrong to threaten the Supreme Court justices. Okay. It's weird how a guy like Schumer would do that, considering how he'll say if Trump tweets a thing about his disapproval of a certain law that's on the books or something else, that he's threatening those that put a law on the books or threatening those that believe in it. But when he literally gets on stage in front of an audience with a microphone and threatens people talking about there's going to be a whirlwind, all this, that, and the third, then that's fine. Or it's just a Brooklyn in me. It's just you're feigning outrage. It's a typical leftist, do as I say, never as I do. But really, stuff like this from Chuck Schumer, all it does is embolden those that are on the left, violent people, to go out there and attack those of us that are on the right. And then when we get approached, when we get attacked, when we must defend ourselves, all it does is make us look like we are the same ones, which we are. And it makes them look like they're the insane ones, which they are. You're not helping your cause here, Chuck Schumer. If you're trying to get some laws passed that are working in your favor, you got to work with people. Okay. You got to try to find a compromise. You can't just say my way or the highway, my way or no way. That's not how these things work. Okay. Even those of us on the right have to understand that at a certain point, it can't just be our way or no way. We got to be able to bend but not break. You got to do the same thing. Whatever you think the solution should be to get certain laws on the books that you want or laws off the books that you don't want, whatever you think, you can't just attack people and threaten them. That's not how you get things done. So shout out to your man, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. You got these two fossils in office thinking that they have any kind of power. They have no power. Okay, number one, they can't even control the Democratic Party. Your AOCs and Rashida Tlaibs of the world, they control the Democratic Party. Okay, they're just afterthoughts. They're like houseplants at this particular point in time that require no watering. They're just there as decoration. They're like a fake plant in the corner of your room that got a pound of dust on it. Okay, Trump and the GOP, we're going to control the House, the Senate, and the executive branch for at least 4 more years. People on the left are shrinking in their relevance as there's a greater divide between the far left and the centrist and your kind of conservative Democrats. You're not going to have any unity over there. So you're able to screech in the wind all you want to, Chuck Schumer, but it won't do you any good because you're not going to have any kind of control. You don't have any kind of control right now, but come November, it'll be even less control, and little antics like this, threatening people, is not going to aid in your favor at all. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Chuck Schumer threatened Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh because they're conservative and they're going to vote in the way that they believe is proper? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or was it not really a threat? Are we feigning outrage on the right? Was it just him being from Brooklyn and talking a certain way? If that's the case, then can I speak the same way without being accused of threatening? Can I go and speak to a Democrat that way, to Chuck Schumer and whatnot? You know, be in front of a bully pulpit and speak and talking about there's going to be a whirlwind, you know, better watch it, all this, that, and the third. Can I do that without being accused of threatening somebody? Can anyone? Could Trump do that without being accused of trying to threaten somebody? He said less and done less and been accused of trying to harm people, literally. But Schumer does a thing and it's not really that big of a deal. He apologizes, but doesn't really apologize. How you feel about that? Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.